So you're Mary.
I'm Mary.
You're the designer of this
Water pod.
this water pod. And tell me how the gray water system works.
Well, the gray water system is filtering. Basically, it's a combination. The gray water is a combination of our water from our sink that's left over and our shower that's left over, and it all runs into 7 tanks. And the system was designed by Tressie Word, an engineer from California. And she designed it with wetland plants, including bulrush, cattail, and reeds.
And that's what's in these tanks, right?
Yeah, these tanks are 4x4 maple syrup bins. They used to hold maple syrup, and she cut the tops open. She filled the tanks with different degrees of gravel and sand, and then put the wetland plants in. And basically, the water that we use we use natural soaps, and the soaps can be filtered through the plants, and everything else, the particulate matter, is collected in filters, and anything else that might come into the water makes it gray water. And it slowly gets filtered from the first tank all the way to the 7th tank at the very end of the water pod.
At the sort of the front of the boat, right?
Yep. And by the time it gets to that last tank, we use that water to water our gardens. So we reuse it in a cycle that starts from rainwater, and we purify the rainwater to drink from that, to use it for dishes and showers. And then after we use that, it goes through a gray water purification system made up of 7 tanks. Oh no!
And not to be uncouth, but isn't the urine part of the gray water too?
We also do add urine to the gray water, and we water it down 1 to 10, so it's diluted enough so it doesn't really have an effect.
And it ends up being in part good for the plants, right? Because that's also nutrients, right?
Yeah, that's nutrients that plants like. So it gets refiltered again through the soil when we use it on the soil bed gardens. And so it goes through a gray water process, and then also the natural filtration of the soil-based gardens. And plants do like it.
Yeah. And that's how you do this whole thing without ever having to take water from the outside. It's all contained.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and people can make these themselves, just and they can work if you just use the natural soap and you don't put any chemicals into the water. Then the water can be clean just through natural elements.
And then you never have to pay a water bill again.
Well,
right.
if you get your water from rainwater, then you don't.
Right.